See, I'm in my bear costume. Um, Hopefully, you gave out candy and stuff like that. I know, in this kind of day and age, I don't know if people are still trick or treating like that. Um, because I know for probably the last 3 Halloweens, I haven't really had people stop by my house for candy or nothing like that. So, mm-mm. I know. Actually, I take that back. This year was the first year, and maybe 3 to 4 years that we've. Oh, COVID. Yeah, that's why. This is the first year in a minute that, we've seen people stop by our house for trick or treating. But post COVID, it kind of still seemed maybe in my neighborhood that it just died down in terms of trick or treating. But I'm recording this video because I recently just dropped my reaction to Tyler's Creator's CHROMAKOPIA, and I gave it a 6 out of 10. Right now, I'm revealing that I said that because I don't know if I honestly don't know where I'm gonna put this section of the video. Maybe I'll put it at the end and let you skip to it or whatever. That's kind of looking like where I'm leaning towards it. But I wanted to make this video kind of to further explain why I gave it a 6 out of 10. Right? Because after I do these reactions, I got a pretty sizable friend group that I also like talk about music with too, and they were kind of shocked I said 6 out of 10, right? And that's because like the production on it is great. And, like off rip, you expect such a great thing from Tyler too, as it is that like, you know, somebody can interpret that 6 out of 10 a certain way. Like if you talking to a girl or a guy, whatever you into, and they say if you ask them to rate you and they say a 6 out of 10, some people may look at that and can feel offended, right? I don't think you should, but some people could be offended by that. And I feel that. I don't think it should be the case. I gave Tyler album a 6 out of 10 because in my head, I acknowledge the production of it. I expect the production to be a 10 out of 10. Tyler's one of those guys that he builds a song from scratch with the raw instruments in there, recording notes, putting it all together. I mean, really somebody who literally he goes to the grocery store and comes back and puts the apron on and will make the song from start to finish. And I honestly think he even write the verses of some of his features sometimes. Not saying that those people are incapable, but I think he is in such a creative control of his process. I would think when he picks a feature, he probably wants to hear a certain type of verse from them. I could see him being that type of person that would literally, when it's somebody who's really those creative types, because I know we say all artists are creative, right? It is artistic, it's art. Music is art. But he's somebody that is, it's like more of a weird, it's someone who's more artsy within the music space. Like you could just tell those people that are more on that creative side, like like Tizo Touchdown, like some of the features of the people on this project. So I say it was a 6 out of 10, really, because I didn't judge it for the musical production. I think the musical production was some of the best we've seen from Tyler. Like, in it's just some of the best production that he's done. Honestly, I won't say in a while because the last 3 projects he dropped were amazing. Honestly, and to be honest, I can't really name a Tyler tape that had bad production on it. So to be honest, we expected production this good. Like I expected that. The one thing I look for in Tyler is kind of the inverse thing I look for in J. Cole. When I listen to a J. Cole song or an album, I look at J. Cole before it even starts. I think, what is this beat finna be? Because I think that's one of the main things that hold J. Cole back is I usually, more often than not, do not like his beat selection. I think he raps on some beats that are otherwise just, either it's just beats I don't really care for, or beats that don't really match the level of rapping that he does on them, and that's why I'm like, for J. Cole, I think one of the main things that hold him back is his beat choices. That's one of the things that have me uninterested in his not all the time, but that may be the turn off from a song. Inversely with Tyler, I think the things that sometimes could be that make me judge him harshly could be his verse. That's the only thing I look for is like, okay, how's Tyler rapping on this? Because I don't really know for the most part. I don't really know. He's not like the super well, let me not say that, because like I've listened to Tyler from the beginning, so I know he can spit. But usually that's like the make or break it moment for me, because his producing is way better than his rapping, in my opinion, right? And on this project, I just felt like, his rapping just wasn't, as good as comparable to his other three projects, which uh like I loved. Absolutely. I mean, Igor, I mean, I like Flower Boy, Call Me If You Get Lost, then Igor. I know Igor won him the Grammy, but like if I were to compare this to those projects, right, which some people could say like, oh, well, it's kind of like when you're looking for, when an artist does, when the expectation's so high, it's so easy to just say no. Nope, that's not as good as that. Nope, I didn't get that same feeling as this, right? The only reason I say that is because I just kind of looked at the 14 songs and I seen the, once I listened to them, I kind of only left away with 5 songs. And in my head, if I leave with 5 out of 14, in my head, I was like, I don't, I don't use the number 7 because I feel like saying 6 or 8 kind of show a truer feeling about how you feel about something, give a truer feeling about how you, um, of what you think about something. So if you say 7, then it's kind of like, well, if you had to give them an extra point, if you had to choose between 6 or 8, what would you pick? And I was leaning more on the 6 side, only because on his last project, I felt like I just had half, at least half of the tracks, if not more, to take away with, versus this one, which was kind of 5 out of the 14 songs. So in my head, I was like, oh, it's kind of like 6. And I didn't think any one record alone was too crazy standing out. I felt like it was a lot of great records, but no records that was just kind of, in my opinion, um, or I don't think it was it was that many records that were overwhelmingly, um, had a had a high replay value. So like I love Ratata. That's probably my favorite song on there. I love Balloon. But I love Balloon for Doechii. Like if Doechii wasn't on there, I probably wouldn't like it. But I like Balloon for Doechii. So because I know she's doing that, I kind of like how Tyler kind of gotten his uh like Tyler was rapping like a baddie on there. He was rapping like a baddie. Like that's what it was. I like Thought You Was Dead. Um I like um um Jane Doe. And I actually like Chroma. I like I think it's called Saint something. I actually like the intro song. I like that for some reason. I actually like that. So um yeah, I actually like that song. Or no, it's not that. I think it's either, I'll have to listen to it again. But either way, I came away with 5 songs. So I think it may be it's either the first song or I think it may be called Hey I. But it was one of those 2 songs. But either way, in my head, I found myself kind of playing back these 5 songs. And I was like, man, like these are the takeaways for me. I wasn't a really big fan, like I said before, of like songs like Hey Judy and stuff like that. But I think this is a good project. I just, I was saying, hey, compared to the other 3, um, I just, I just thought it was a tier below it. That was it. I thought it was one tier below it. I don't think this is a bad album by no stretch of the words. I just think it's just kind of one tier below it. I don't think this is indication of a fall off, of a heat check, none of that. I think his production is still there. Out of 14 songs, to give me 5 songs I like, I think is great. And I don't think a 6 is bad for it. I don't really think a 6 out of 10 is bad to say for this. I just kind of felt like, this album was, one thing I noticed about it, and this doesn't impact the me rating it like that, because at the end of the day, it's whether I like the song or not. I really don't care about the subject matter. Like at the core value, is it a hit or no? Is it a slap? And I mean slap by my standards. Does it has that, do I get that repetitious feeling whenever I hear like, yo, I gotta hear this again and again? And I just felt like I can't say any one song had that overwhelming effect to me. I feel like it is like that. I feel as if, it has some good replay value because it's newer, good songs, but I don't think any song was kind of an overwhelming replay value like What's Your Name or Corso or Lumberjack. Like it's just other songs or A Hot Wind Blows, right? So I'm still mad what Tyler did with that sticky record. Oh my God. Like I was really looking forward because we know Tyler usually like his rap features really deliver. Like when people know what the expectation of Tyler album brings and they deliver on it. Right. So yeah, I just feel like it was a 6 out of 10 because I wasn't blown away with his rapping on the project. If I had to rate his production, I already know it's a 10 out of 10. So in my head, I kind of rate his project based on what the hardest thing of the artist that I'm a critic of. I like this album. I think it's a good album. I don't think it's a great album. I think it's um, like if I had to compare it to his discography, I just think I like so many more of it. I don't think it's compare. I don't think it's better than the last three. I don't want to say it's not comparable. I don't think it's better than the last three. I like Cherry Bomb more than it. I like uh well Wolf has a lot of projects, but I don't think it's better than Goblin. Like, hold on one sec. Let's see. Let's just look at Tyler albums. Yeah. Like if I just had to look at this, what's on Goblin? Like, yeah. Like if I just had to look at this, I don't remember the public perception of Cherry Bomb, but I like Cherry Bomb. I don't think it's better than it's just certain projects I don't think it outdid too well unless I had to go back, almost like 10 years. But like I said, because Tyler consistently is a good artist, saying because I even have to go this far back to even kind of gauge where I think um the quality of this album isn't even saying a bad thing because he was dropping, good. Even his earlier work still have great replay value. I just think it's a 6 out of 10 because I wasn't blown away from his rapping, and it wasn't that. Even the 5 songs I got, maybe only 2 to 3 of them have that overwhelming replay value that I was really looking for. Like Thought I Was Dead, Ratata, and I keep listening to Dolce verse on Balloon. That's really kind of like how it is. Those 3 songs are probably those 2 are my favorite. I don't want to say Balloon because I don't care for really Tyler's verse in the beginning, but I love Dolce's verse. That is in my head. I'm addicted. So, uh, Judy, that Hey Judy song. Um, hold on. I don't even care that I just spelled that wrong. Jesus, bro. I thought the track list would show. Uh, well, this is a lie. So, what is this? Okay, it don't matter. I think the song is called Hey Jude, Hey Jane or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I think it's called like Hey Jane. So yeah, I think that's what those are kind of like Hey Jane, Ratata, and Thought I Was There. It's probably my 3 overwhelming songs that I like that have some replay value. It's just his last project just had more than that, which ain't bad because most artists, if they drop the 14-song tape, as of recently, I've probably found myself probably only taking maybe 1 or 2 songs away. So, and I'm not mad at that because even Tyler's like his his even his misses are still good. Like his misses are still just good though. It's just because the last 3 tapes were just so overwhelmingly good. That's where, it's just like this would be a great project by any normal standard means. An artist dropped a 14-song tape and got 5 good songs on it by my standards. That's a great album. But because, the standards that I have for Tyler comparable to his last projects is a little higher, I would just say it's a 6 out of 10 because, like I said, it doesn't have any crazy like replay value. So, yeah. except for probably like 3 songs or so. I just wasn't blown away with his rapping like that, but the production was great. Like overall blown away with his rapping. On those songs that I mentioned, I do like his rapping, is what I'm saying. But that's pretty much all I gotta say. Happy Halloween.
CHROMAKOPIA.